Ever wonder what really determines the value of your personal injury case? Well, I'm going to give you a list, and the fifth factor on this list might surprise you. Most people never see it coming. So you've been injured in a car collision, or you slipped and fell at Costco, or you've been injured due to some medical malpractice, and now you're wondering, what is your potential case worth? So what you do is you pick up the phone and you call someone like me, and then you get an answer like, it depends on a lot of different factors. An answer that might be a little bit unsatisfying, but it does depend because there is no straightforward formula. Valuing a personal injury case is anything but simple, with many factors at play. And that's a good thing, right? Because if it was simple, we wouldn't need lawyers, or we wouldn't need as many lawyers, and who would want a world like that? A breakdown of the factors that are involved in valuing a personal injury case. Not all the factors, but many of the most important ones. And again, I think the fifth factor will catch you off guard. Now, if you've been injured through no fault of your own, reach out to me. We can discuss your case and how me and my firm can help. Contact information is in the description. Feel free to write to me or call me. All right, now let's get into it. Even cases that are identical on the surface can have very different outcomes when it comes to settlement amounts or verdict amounts, and that's because there are a lot of factors that are under the surface. The first factor, how your loss affects you. I mean, consider two people with the same injury, two broken arms. One works a desk job and can use dictation software to do his work. The other does construction, and she typically has to lift up a lot of things, and she can't lift a thing with that broken arm. The construction worker, whose salary might be less, might have a much higher claim to lost wages due to the fact that they are impacted more by the broken arm. But it can go the other way as well. Someone who perhaps has a corporate job and has a very high salary, if they're forced to miss a certain amount of work, that's the same amount of work as the construction worker with a smaller salary, their claim to lost wages might be much greater. So details are important here. Okay, number two, insurance coverage. The amount of available insurance plays a big role in the value of a case, because often it's very hard to recover more than the insurance policy limits, no matter how great the injuries are. So if you've been seriously injured, the amount of money you receive might not be as large as you expect it to be if there's not insurance coverage to support it. That's why it's crucial to understand the insurance situation as early as possible in a case. 3, severity of injuries. Injuries are valued on a spectrum. On one end, you might have something like a minor back sprain, while on the other end, you might have severe injuries like brain injuries or even death. Having an injury that requires a quick visit to the ER is significantly different from having an injury that requires surgery or multiple surgeries. The point I'm trying to make is that more extensive injuries usually lead to higher value cases. And there's a similar connection to the extent of medical treatment required and case values. Generally, the more significant medical treatment that's required, the higher the case value will be. 4, injury progression. How your injury progresses over time matters a lot. If you're 20 years old and your injury is going to affect you for the rest of your life, that means maybe decades of pain and suffering and medical expenses. On the other hand, if your recovery is quick and complete, the value of your case will be lower. Makes sense, right? All right, number 5, character and personality. I think it surprises a lot of people that who you are matters. It matters to a jury, and if your case doesn't settle, your case will likely be decided by a jury. If you come across as likable, honest, sincere, deserving of empathy, a jury might reward you much more than if you come across as unlikable, vindictive, dishonest. If you have those less desirable qualities, then the jury may not be very generous with you. Also, the character of the defendant can sway a jury. If they're well liked, or maybe elderly, or maybe very sorry for what they did, the jury may not be inclined to hit them with a big verdict. Personality, it does matter. 6, damages caps. Some states impose caps on certain types of damages. Those caps can have a big impact, a big impact. In Maryland, for instance, there's a cap on general damages. That's a category of damages that includes the subcategory of pain and suffering. It's important to know your state's laws, as some places like California have similar caps for medical malpractice cases, for example. 7, the last factor, location. Where your case is tried or will be tried can have a big impact on its value. Some areas are more conservative and tend to hand down lower verdicts, while other places tend to be more generous. This often correlates with politics, and the venue of your case can matter a great deal when it comes to settlements and verdicts. Now you probably can see that valuing a personal injury case can be complex and can depend on a variety of factors. Every case is unique, but understanding these factors can give you a better idea of what to expect. Now, if you've been seriously injured and and want to discuss your case, reach out to me. Let's talk. And don't forget to subscribe because there will be more videos like this on the way.